I want to talk about triggers for a minute. It's something I'm kind of facing and, you know, just learning how to navigate in better ways when things, things happen that really you're like, whoa. But I'll tell you, there are things that I realized, and this is the good thing, I'm no longer available for. I'm not going to sit back and take it from anybody. And, just being talked down to all of a sudden, they're nicey nice 1 minute, and then the next minute they're cold as ice and doing switching up, as they call it, you know. Um, and I look back on everything, because I've been looking for answers, looking for guidance. I did the whole church thing, in my younger years, and I mean, you see through so much, and I found it in the spiritual community too. It's everywhere, Let's call it what it is. Spiritual narcissism. People that think that they're above you. And I'll tell you what, there is nobody that is above you, and there's nobody below you. We're all, as far as I'm concerned, we may be at different stages of our life, in different stages of our journey, but we're all freaking equal. Okay? That's how I feel. And, the other part of it too is if somebody has a victim story, okay, we all have something, some crap we have gone through that has, hurt us or changed us or, made us feel like we don't belong or we don't have a right to exist or, whatever, and you have empathy, you have a heart, you have a soul, you're not perfect. Nobody is fucking perfect. Okay. And the ones who walk around like they are, they're the worst. It's everyone else's fault. It's, blaming everybody else instead of looking in the mirror at their own shit and doing that difficult, messy ass task of self-discovery. That's what it is. This is messy, this journey. And it's, there are so many plastic, fake people. And they act like they give a fuck, but they don't. They don't give a shit about anyone else but themselves and what they're getting out of others. Manipulators. And it's amazing to me. And it's in all walks of life. All walks of life. I have met so many great people, and thank God, I've met a lot of really good people from all walks of life too, and all socioeconomic, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't judge anybody, I don't judge anybody based on their status, how much they have or what they don't have. I'm just discerning about how people treat other people. And I've just been, faced with the reality of certain situations that really hurt, but it was like, well, you know what? I don't have to own it. It's not mine to own. The only thing that's mine to own is how I manage my emotions in this regard. But is it my fault that happened? No, it isn't, and maybe some things are my fault, but I own them. I'm not sitting here um acting holier than thou, or mistreating people, or going around and stuff and putting all my baggage and all my crap on other people. So, and I realized too, the other thing is, we're not here to fix other people. That's something I had to learn, because, when you do have a heart and somebody's like, this happened to me, and they're like right away, you know what I mean? And I learned that's a trait of narcissism too. There's a myriad of them. It's interesting. It's a very interesting. And I'm not going around saying everybody's a narcissist or something, because I don't have that capability to diagnose somebody. But I think that there are very narcissistic traits and stuff. And when somebody's, coming at you as if they're above you, or they're doing manipulation tactics, and selling their victim story on you and everything. And you're like, oh, maybe I can, you poor thing. Maybe I can help you, and then you're like sinking deeper and deeper into some kind of crazy shit, and you're like, I got to get out of this. And, it's all like learning. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about what you are available for and what you're not available for, and you got to own it. You do. But I just can't believe sometimes the gall of people. But in the same token, I'm glad I saw it for what it was, and I'm just saying, never, 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 never put anybody on a pedestal. Like, don't ever think that anybody has more answers for your life than you do. It is, you do. Everybody has a line to God. There's no one person that has a line to God and everybody else doesn't. And like, again, people act like they give a shit about you and everything. And, and I think that when you're vulnerable, it's so easy to have these things happen. But I think that they're there to show you your own strength, and that you do actually have the answers within yourself. I'm not saying that there's not people that are further along in certain areas and they can't guide us or give us ideas on how to move forward and be healthy and more whole within ourselves so that we can have better lives and all this other stuff, because there are, of course, I'm not a surgeon. I can't perform surgery on somebody. And if I need a surgery, I'm going to go to the best doctor, best surgeon that I can get, but there's just, but as a human, on a human footing, and on a spiritual footing, there are no people that are above us. They're not all knowing, omniscient, omnipotent, whatever, all the omnis, and that's a lesson that I learned. And also, I'm not omnipotent, I'm not omniscient, I'm not all knowing. And I've learned that I can't. I can only share my insights, and hopefully someone will get something out of it, if possible. That's great. I'm learning every day. I'm discovering things about myself every single day, both negative and positive. And on my path to up leveling and rewriting, it's just been maddening, some of the things that I've been up against, but I don't know. I think that it's making me stronger. And, you know, and I'm not really the kind of person that like sits there and takes crap, for no reason. I mean, sure, if I'm being rude or something, which I don't, that's not my MO. I try to treat everybody with respect. I know how to say excuse me. I know how to say thank you. I know how to let someone go ahead of me. I don't, I'm not sitting there going, you know, or judging somebody for their, whatever. But I mean, if I do and someone hands it back to me, then I deserve it, right? Well, that's, how I feel too. Is if somebody, and there's ways to say things, you don't go like swearing at people and sticking your finger and acting all Jerry Springer ghetto. You know, but you need boundaries, and it's perfectly okay. And sometimes we have to go through things that people step on the boundary. You didn't know that was a boundary. Now you know it's a boundary, and you hand it back to them. And yeah. And if it's, you got to block, delete, whatever, do it, even in real life. But yeah, there's nobody that's above us. And, and again, we're not above anybody and we're not below anybody. We are on equal footing as far as human beings go. And we all have something to share. We all have something to say. And we all have something to learn from one another. But if anybody, people got to yell, call you names, have a false veneer of smiles and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns shooting out of their ass like they think, or that they're so together, I call bullshit. And, again, they're nice and everything, and then all of a sudden they turn on you and they're cold. That's a warning sign. That person is not good for me. Period. So, it's been a lot, and I've had a lot of crap to navigate. I don't know about anyone else out there, but it's, I'm pretty sure, yeah, because like I said, it's messy, and dealing with people is messy. I know we don't all think alike or whatever, and you never know. There's some pieces of work out there that you're going to have to watch out for. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for now. But I just wanted to like get it out because I was faced with something yesterday that was like, what the hell? But I'm glad I was, because I am like, B, you are not above me. And if you can't talk to me and speak to me with respect, then yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. So, anyway, that's all I have to say about that, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, wow. Ugh. And the other thing too is, yeah, I've decided until I'm in a better place in my life, in my where I'm at, and I can always change my mind when I want to, when I feel like it, I'm gonna do what I want. Um, I am not collaborating or doing groups or anything else or looking to anyone else or taking any courses or anything else. I have enough on my plate, and I'm just, I I I'm at an impasse here. I'm just like, okay, what I have on my plate is what I have on my plate, and I'm going to continue to dive into that and everything. But I mean, I'm just kind of like peopled out. I'm just seriously peopled out and tired of all the phoniness and the fakeness and everything else that I'm seeing. And I'm just doing my thing and staying in my own lane and living for myself, in my circle. And it's like Dave Mustaine, from Megadeth. He said something, and I don't blame him. I get it and everything, but he was like, "You ain't getting in. That's it. You ain't getting in. I'm good. I'm golden. What I have is what I have, and I am fine with it. And I wish everybody freaking well. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Is what's on my plate is on my plate, and I don't need anything else on it." So, all right. Well, I'll leave you with that. Have a good weekend, everybody. Anyway, I mean, yeah, definitely do the things that bring you joy and make you happy, and enjoy the people that you love, and get out there and live.